What's up, guys? Today we're going to be flying this purple tie. Alright, so this fly is pretty good all year long. It's one of my favorite flies to use when the fishing's not too great and I'm not really sure what they're eating on. It's basically a purple WD-40 on a jigged hook. There's a couple differences though, so I'm going to show you how I tie it, and it's pretty great on the river. So here we go. Alright, so I'm going to use a size 16 jigged hook from Umpqua, and I'm going to use 70 denier Danville's purple thread. For the body, I'm going to use this Midge body wrap. It's kind of like just this purple sparkly stuff, which is great. I think that's one of the main reasons the fly works so well. And you're going to need some Tencel, whatever color, usually silver or copper, so whatever color's fine. You're going to want just your regular tools, and then I'm going to use a copper bead. So let's get into tying it. So I'm going to put the bead on. Easy if you clamp the hook in like that, and then you don't lose your hook or your bead. I'm going to use a silver bead for this one. It doesn't really matter. I usually use copper or silver. And then I usually try to match my Tencel color with whatever colored bead I'm using. I don't think the fish really care, but it looks better if you do that. So put my hook in just like that, and I'm going to start my thread at the back of this hook and bring it all the way forward to the back of the hook shank. Okay, so snip your thread, and then I'm going to use mallard flank for the tail. So what you're going to want to do, if you can see, is I'm just going to pick like a little section of it here, just kind of how like you would do a pheasant tail, and pick a little section, grab it by the tip like this, and so it's straight, and then you can either pull it off or cut it. I like to cut it, comes off better for me, and you got a perfect tail like that. So how I do a tail is I'm just going to tie it in right here. I'm just going to do one loose wrap like that, and then just pull it forward to where I want to set the tail. So I'm going to want to set it about the length of the hook shank, so maybe a little smaller, about like right there. So now I'm going to pull tight, bring forward, pull tight, bring forward, pull tight. Actually, I'm going to just make it a little bit smaller. Bring it forward just a little bit. That's about perfect right there. So come all the way back to where you want it. I think that's about perfect right there. And now you're going to cut the rest of this off after you secure it. So now we got that. Now I'm going to take this purple body wrap stuff, which is one of my favorite materials, and I'm going to pull off about a foot. It's usually too much, but it's better safe than sorry. And there's tons of stuff on one of these spools. So I'm going to cut this off, and I'm just going to tie it into the back just like I did the tail here, like that. And I'm going to come all the way back to the tail, wrap it all the way back, just like that, and then come forward. Cut this off so it's not sticking out above the bead. Perfect. So I'm going to come all the way back up to the bead with my thread. And now if you have a rotary vise, this is a great time to use it. So flip up your bobbin cradle, put your thread on your bobbin cradle. If you don't have a rotary vise, it's totally fine to do it with your hands. I did it like that before I had a rotary vise. All right, so now if you have a rotary vise, just hold it at an angle, and you're just going to slowly wrap up. And you're going to, it's not like wire where you're going to rib it. You're going to wrap the whole entire hook shank, just like thread. So you want the whole entire hook shank to look just like this. So you're just going to come all the way up to the top. Stop. You don't need to stop all the way, because you're going to put in your flash and your dubbing up there, and then you're going to come back. You're going to try to form a little body. Make sure you cover all the thread. I'm going to come almost to the tip. Now I'm going to come back. Okay, and I'm going to do it one more time. You want to kind of form a tapered body, tapering back towards the bottom of the hook, and I'm just going to kind of skip my way back. All right, that looks pretty good right there. So now I'm going to pull my thread off the bobbin, and I'm going to tie it in just like you would do wire or any other type of material. And snip this, and so you got plenty more to tie whatever other flies you want to use with this material. And like I said, that's my favorite material, so I use that a lot. Alright, so now you're going to get your flash out, and like I said, I have a silver bead, so I'm going to use the silver side of my flash. So I'm going to cut some of this off here. And get the silver side facing up. Tie it in right here. And it's just a collar, so you don't want to go very far back. That's about how far you want to go right there. So I'm going to clip what I have extra right here. And if it's sticking up, you can tie it down so it doesn't stick up out of the way. And now you're going to choose what color dubbing you want. It really depends. I've done purple ice dub, but that's just a lot of purple. So I like to do like this gray rabbit dub. I think it looks pretty good for a collar. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this and dub down here. Slide it up. And let's do the collar here. Do just a little bit more. You can just do whatever color you think will look good with your fly. This kind of matches all the different colors with my mallard tail and flank, all the other different colors. So I'm just gonna finish that off there. I think that looks pretty good right there. Now I'm gonna bring my flash forward. And I'm gonna tie it off. Okay, now bring it forward. That, cut the rest of this flash off. And whip finish. And that's pretty much it right there. Like I said, it's very similar to a WD-40, pretty much just a WD-40. With that, pretty much the only extra is that thread or the midge body wrap in purple, which I think it makes it look a heck of a lot better with that. And that's pretty much it. Let's give you a close-up view here. A great fly on the rivers, creeks. I've caught a lot of big fish on this fly. I really like it. And it's easy to tie, and you can fill your boxes with it pretty quick. So thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. And let me know if this fly works out for you in the comments, or if you've ever used something like this. And hopefully you catch some fish on it. And we'll see you in our next video.